The hidden habit that millionaires swear by. Why just enough is never enough, and how going beyond unlocks real success. Everyone wants to succeed, but very few are willing to do what actually leads to success. And no, it's not working harder. It's not being lucky. And it's definitely not waiting for a promotion or a miracle. The real game changer? It's a habit most people overlook because it doesn't give immediate results. But millionaires, top performers, and world-class leaders, they live by it. It's called going the extra mile. And once you understand how it works, your career, your income, and your opportunities will never be the same. Here's the truth no one tells you. Average effort equals average outcomes. If you're still playing it safe, doing just what's asked, and hoping someone notice as you're invisible. Meanwhile, the people rising to the top are quietly doing more. Not for applause, not for praise, but because they've trained their mindset to be unshakably proactive. That's why they grow while others stall. That's how they build financial freedom, reputation, and long-term influence. And you can do the same starting today. In this video, you're going to discover the exact habit that helped men like Napoleon Hill and Andrew Carnegie turn simple actions into legendary success. We'll explore real stories, practical steps, and mindset shifts that'll make you rethink how you show up. If you've ever felt stuck, unnoticed, or underestimated, this is your wake-up call. The extra mile isn't crowded because few are willing to walk it. But if you do, that's where the breakthroughs begin. Topic 1. The power of giving more than you're paid for. How Napoleon Hill's law of compensation turns extra effort into exponential returns. Napoleon Hill emphasizes a foundational success principle, doing more than you're paid for, with the right attitude. This habit triggers exponential returns, thanks to what he calls the law of increasing returns and the law of compensation. Most people only do what's required. Clock in, clock out. But here's what separates the successful from the average: the willingness to go beyond. Napoleon Hill called it the habit of going the extra mile. It's not just about effort, it's about doing more than you're paid for, and doing it cheerfully. That last word, cheerfully, is where most people miss the mark. You don't just work harder, you work smarter with the right mindset. That's what activates the law of compensation, because the universe, like business, rewards value. And value multiplies when it's offered with enthusiasm. Imagine two employees. One does exactly what's asked, nothing more. The other finishes early, then asks, "What else can I help with?" Who do you think gets noticed? Promoted? Trusted with bigger opportunities? That second person isn't just working. They're investing. Every extra task, every unexpected gesture, plants seeds. And those seeds don't just grow, they compound. Not always right away, but they always do. It's the mindset that says, I'm building my own future, not just fulfilling someone else's order. Think about your own work. What would happen if, starting today, you made a habit of adding just 10% more? 10% more care in your emails, 10% more listening in your meetings, 10% more attention to detail in your product or service. The results wouldn't just add up, they'd multiply. Why? Because you're no longer blending in, you're standing out. And in a world full of bare minimum performers, standing out is everything. Most people are waiting to get paid more before they give more. But Napoleon Hill flips the formula. First, give more. Then watch how the rewards find you. Sometimes it's money. Sometimes it's opportunity. Sometimes it's a relationship that opens every door. The point is, you never lose when you give extra. You just delay the win. And the longer it waits, the bigger it returns. Topic 2. Serve without expecting and watch the rewards multiply. Why exceptional service builds loyalty, attention, and long-term opportunity. When you provide exceptional service, not for immediate reward, you attract attention, loyalty, and long-term benefits. Providing exceptional service isn't just about impressing your boss. It's about shaping your mindset. People with a strong wealth mindset understand this. The moment you detach your effort from instant reward, you start playing a higher game. Most chase quick wins, but the truly successful, those who live by Napoleon Hill's principles, focus on long-term positioning. They think like investors. Every extra effort is a deposit. Every helpful gesture, a dividend. They don't need applause right away. They're building what can't be seen yet: trust, loyalty, and magnetic value. Let's say you're a freelancer. Most charge per task. But imagine you deliver the task early, add a bonus feature, and follow up to ensure it brought results. That kind of abundance mindset doesn't just get you paid, it gets you remembered. And in a crowded marketplace, being remembered is more powerful than any sales pitch. That's the real game. Not just transactions, but transformation. When you go above and beyond, you transform how others perceive you and how you perceive yourself. This is where spiritual growth ties in. When you serve without expectation, your energy shifts. You stop acting out of lack and start acting from overflow. You become the person people want to work with, recommend, and promote. You're not desperate for a return because your inner world already feels prosperous. And that's attractive. That's influence. Napoleon Hill taught that you don't just need positive mindset affirmations. You need positive actions that match them. That's how the inner creates the outer. So the question isn't, what will I get for this? But rather, who am I becoming by doing this? That single shift redefines everything. The habit of success isn't built by chance, it's built by character. And character is refined in the quiet moments when no one's watching yet. But keep showing up, keep giving more, and soon, the world starts watching closely. Topic 3. Real stories. How initiative changed ordinary lives. From Andrew Carnegie and Charles Schwab to Carol Downs, proof that action attracts advancement. From being noticed by Andrew Carnegie to rising from day laborer to corporate leader, real-life examples like Charles Schwab and Carol Downs illustrate how initiative multiplies opportunity. Take Charles Schwab, for instance. He started as a humble worker, no title, no connections, just grit and a mindset shaped by the habit of going the extra mile. But someone was watching. Andrew Carnegie, a man who knew the value of initiative. Schwab didn't wait for promotion. He acted like a leader long before he was one. That's what caught Carnegie's eye. And that's how Schwab rose to become one of the youngest presidents of a major steel company in America. His story is a perfect case of success principles in action. And then there's Carol Downs. You may not hear her name in textbooks, but her journey is just as inspiring. She started in customer service, underpaid and overlooked. But she made a habit of solving problems others ignored. She'd stay late to rewrite flawed policies. She'd personally call frustrated clients to restore trust. One day, a senior executive overheard a call and said, "Who was that?" Within 2 years, she was managing that department. That's how the prosperity mindset works. It doesn't wait for recognition. It earns it quietly, and then it explodes. These stories remind us, success isn't magic, it's momentum. And that momentum begins with small choices no one else is willing to make. When you combine consistent effort with intention, people start noticing. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. But sooner or later, someone with power will see what you've built. And they won't see just talent. They'll see Napoleon Hill habits in motion: initiative, faith, action. That's what gets rewarded in every industry, every era. If you've ever felt invisible at work, in your business, in life, don't shrink. Rise. Double your value, not your complaint. Become so useful that you're impossible to ignore. That's the quiet revolution of going the extra mile. And once it starts, it never stops gaining ground. Topic 4. Make the extra mile a lifestyle, not a tactic. Why consistent effort builds your brand, expands your influence, and accelerates your growth. Real-life initiative multiplies opportunity. The key to unlocking career success is adopting the extra mile habit as a lifestyle, not just a tactic. Most people treat success like a lottery ticket, hoping to be picked, waiting for a lucky break. But those who practice the habit of success understand that it's not about luck. It's about daily commitment. Going the extra mile isn't something you do just once to impress. It's something you become. It's the kind of mindset that makes success inevitable, not accidental. And that's exactly what Napoleon Hill taught, that habits, not miracles, shape destinies. So instead of asking, how do I get ahead? Start asking, how can I serve more, better, and longer? You don't have to be the smartest in the room, but if you're the one who stays later, asks deeper questions, or solves the problems no one else wants to touch, you'll always have a seat at the table. That's what mindset coaching is really about. Upgrading your internal standards until doing more than enough becomes second nature. And here's the twist. It's not about exhausting yourself. It's about being strategic. For example, automate what's repetitive, but personalize what matters. People remember how you made them feel, not how fast you typed. Adopting the extra mile as a lifestyle opens the gates to financial freedom. Why? Because it builds a reputation. And reputation is leverage. When people know you're dependable, creative, and generous, they come to you with offers, not just requests. Whether you're freelancing, managing a team, or building a business, that energy turns you into a magnet for opportunity. Every time you give more than expected, you're quietly building your brand. And brands are what get paid, not just skills. So here's the real test. Can you keep going the extra mile even when no one's applauding? That's when you know it's no longer a tactic, it's who you are. And when that identity clicks into place, life stops being a chase and starts becoming a series of breakthroughs. Your moment to rise begins now. What's your extra mile? Start today and transform every area of your life. So now you know the secret. It's not about talent. It's not even about timing. It's about choosing every single day to go the extra mile. And if you've watched this far, deep down, you already feel it. You're not meant to blend in. You're meant to stand out. Not because you're louder, but because you're more valuable, more intentional, more committed to doing what most avoid. That's how careers are built. That's how wealth creation begins, not with a raise, but with a shift in identity. Now ask yourself this. What's one area of your life where you've been doing just enough? Your job? Your relationships? Your personal goals? What would happen if you raised your standard by just 10% this week? Would someone notice? Would you gain more confidence? Would you finally unlock doors that felt closed for years? The habit of success isn't built overnight, but it is built daily. And this is your moment to start stacking wins that compound into breakthroughs. So drop a comment below. What's one extra mile action you're committing to today? I read every single one. And if this video sparked something in you, don't let it fade. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, and stay with me on this journey. Each week, we dive deeper into the success philosophy of Napoleon Hill, explore powerful mindset coaching tools, and reveal real strategies for creating prosperity, purpose, and lasting growth. Because this isn't just a video. It's the beginning of your next level.